On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas in a tragic event that shocked the nation and the world. The following reenactment is meant to depict the events of that fateful day. As President Kennedy's motorcade made its way through Dealey Plaza, crowds gathered to catch a glimpse of the beloved leader. Kennedy was a symbol of hope and progress, his youthful energy and charismatic presence earning him admiration from millions of Americans. President Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy smiled and waved to the enthusiastic crowd, unaware of the tragedy that would soon unfold. The air was filled with excitement and admiration as people lined the streets, eager to see the president who had captured the nation's heart.
I should kill those guys.
Meanwhile, hidden away in the Texas Schoolbook Depository, Lee Harvey Oswald lurked in the shadows. A former Marine with a troubled past and communist sympathies, Oswald had defected to the Soviet Union before returning to the United States. He carried with him a deep-seated resentment towards the government and a desire to make a dramatic statement. As the motorcade approached, Oswald took aim with his rifle, waiting for the perfect moment. Suddenly, gunshots rang out, shattering the peaceful atmosphere. Chaos erupted as people screamed and ducked for cover. President Kennedy was struck by 2 bullets, slumping him forward in his seat. Authorities rushed to the scene, but it was too late. President Kennedy was pronounced dead at Parkland Hospital. Among the bystanders at Dealey Plaza, a mysterious figure known as the Umbrella Man was spotted, raising questions and fueling conspiracy theories about possible involvement in the assassination. After assassinating President Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald fled the Texas Schoolbook Depository. Soon after, Oswald hid in the Texas Theater, where the police arrested him after a brief struggle. Two days later, while being transferred from the Dallas City Jail to the county jail, Oswald was shot and killed by nightclub owner Jack Ruby. The immediate aftermath of Kennedy's death was marked by profound grief and a deep sense of loss. Millions of Americans mourn the loss of their charismatic leader, a symbol of hope and progress. Kennedy's vision for the future, encapsulated in his calls for civil rights, space exploration, and world peace, seemed abruptly halted. As the nation watched the tragic events unfold on their television screens, a collective sense of vulnerability and uncertainty took hold. Kennedy's assassination exposed the fragility of the American dream, shaking the country's confidence in its own stability. It was a moment that forced Americans to confront the harsh realities of violence and political instability. The impact on American politics was immediate and profound. Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was swiftly sworn in as president, tasked with uniting a grieving nation. Johnson's presidency would be heavily influenced by the legacy of Kennedy, propelling forward the Civil Rights Act and the Great Society programs, both of which Kennedy had championed. Kennedy's death also intensified the Cold War tensions. The new administration had to navigate a precarious global landscape, marked by the Cuban Missile Crisis and escalating conflicts in Vietnam. The sense of a lost leader who could have steered the world towards peace lingered in the public consciousness. The cultural impact of Kennedy's assassination was equally significant. The idealism of the early 1960s gave way to a more cynical and skeptical public attitude. The era of trust in government began to erode, leading to a growing demand for transparency and accountability. In the years that followed, the memory of John F. Kennedy became enshrined in the American psyche. Memorials, schools, and public institutions were named in his honor. His speeches and ideals continued to inspire future generations, serving as a reminder of what could have been and a challenge to achieve a better future. The assassination of John F. Kennedy was more than just the loss of a president. It was a defining moment in American history that reshaped the nation's political landscape, altered its cultural identity, and left an indelible mark on the collective memory of its people.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys! Wow!